Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Arknights reaction. Today we actually have one from my executive producer Q, and this is High Mist of Spring, as requested by Para. This is apparently the theme for Chobai, so I don't really know the character all that well, at least compared to the other ones that I do know at least a little bit of. But that doesn't really change anything. I'm always going into these blind, so I'm going to listen to this and see what it tells me, and without further ado, let's go! Ooh. Okay. I did not anticipate the jazziness in here. Got that traditional blend. I figured it probably would be once I heard like the jazzy stuff, but I'll always love it. Okay, so it's an instrumental then. I can never tell. Sometimes they just have long intros. Yeah, very interesting chord stuff going on in here. Bit of a major lift there. Whoever wrote this was having some fun with it. Ooh. I went back up. Switch over to the ride cymbal. Open it up a little bit. Ghost notes in there. Keep that snare texture alive. Little hi-hat hits in there too. Okay. Now we're doing like marching rolls. Yeah, they had fun with this. I think what's interesting to me is that I don't know the character, like I mentioned. I don't know how well that fits the character, which is strange because like it should not matter, but I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Like it would be good if it was teaching me something new about the character, which the lyrics would probably help with, but I don't know, something about the energy of it didn't quite feel right for whatever reason, and that might not be a good thing. So like I said, I'm not entirely positive if this is a good or a bad thing for the character, but it doesn't align with what I would have expected, But that is to be said, I don't know what I should have expected out of this character either. So I feel like me trying to judge that is much harder, because a lot of the times these Arknights songs are fantastic at laying out the character in front of you, but usually when they're lyrical. When they're not, you kind of just get a vibe for the character. And since I had nothing to work off of, no experience with this one at all, I had no clue where it was going to be going. And while this isn't the sound I personally would have expected, I also love what they did. I was also surprised there wasn't nearly as much of that like traditional blend in there that I was expecting from the start. It just kind of turned into its own thing in there, a little bit more shoegazy than I think I would have expected out of it, but at the same time, not. And there's a lot of reasons as to why, but I think one thing that's really interesting with this is how tight-knit all of the chords are in this one. And that's that the E minor the song is based in, which is also the key the song is in as well, is utilizing what I think might be an inverted version of the E minor. For those who don't know what inversions are, it's basically just a different way to play a chord. So if I was to use the standard E minor triad here, that would be it. And you'd probably recognize that from this song. It sounds like it's in there because it is, but I think they did this with it a lot of the time. Maybe not every single time, because that is kind of the glory of inversions. You can just kind of switch them around. It's the same notes, just played in a different way. It's voicing it slightly different. For this one that I was just doing, feels a lot more like it would end a phrase that way compared to this one, which is more like asking the question. So if you're getting that question answer, call and response kind of feel out of it, you would end the song with something like this inversion, which I believe the song did end on that inversion, and other spots in the song might have used the standard voicing just to keep the energy rolling into the next thing. But I'm pretty sure a lot of them are this alternative voicing, which I love because it makes it a lot closer to the other chords within this song, which are A minor and B largely, and then of course that, like, you could probably, that's just how it goes, is like how the song ends. So you can feel how this works, and there's a bunch of other stuff in here too, like I'm pretty sure that is in there somewhere. I think that's an F sharp minor. There's a bunch of options in here. I'm pretty sure they even straight up hit on the E at some points in there, which is an interesting one to choose. They have C in there as the part of the song that kind of like boosts the energy. Like for example, this C here is kind of acting as like a bridge between this E minor, this higher one, and things like the A minor and the B. So like when it comes out of one of these movements, it kind of goes down into this and moves into that. And I think that's where the alternating voicings of that E minor come into play, because it's utilizing this, and there is that E in there that's also in the following E minor. So I think it's like, it just, you can feel how tight everything is in there. It's just a lot more dense, and I don't know if that's specific to this character, what their personality is like, but I feel like that's got to be saying something, just keeping all of those chords so close to each other and well within, basically as close as you can get to a single octave while you're on these like notes in the middle. Like for those of you who are aware of what a piano looks like, the spot in there that's those two black keys on their own, that's kind of where this song seems to be focusing a lot of its attention. It's just like right around that cluster, which is a weird place to stay because it is within its octave, but it's almost like between most other octaves. So it kind of has a little bit of a confusing relationship with the chords around it. And like I was mentioning, if you go up too far up here, it's going to sound a little wrong compared to having something like that alternative voicing where it's more closely knit to those other chords around it. And it just makes it feel a little bit more claustrophobic in a way. And like I said, I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the character, but maybe that was just what the musicians wanted to do here. Sometimes they do just get a packet of information and they're like, hey, make a song based on this character. And since I don't know her personality at all, I don't know how close or anything that would be. But from just what I got off of this song, beautiful musicianship, great playing all around. I loved the use of like whole chords coming out of the minor chords to be able to raise the song up a little bit and make sure that you didn't just stay depressed the whole time, which is probably very important to the character. But like I said, I really don't have anything to base that off of. It is a beautiful song, just not at all what I would have expected, but fantastically managed. So I think that's about all I gotta say on this one. If you have another song you want me to get to from Arknights, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you want to guarantee something, much like Parra did for this one, you can always go to my Patreon or my YouTube membership so you can force me to listen to something. It doesn't really matter what it's from, who it's by, if it's good or bad. None of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!